FM.
What if Jurassic Park really existed? Well, you would need a reliable mobile connection to keep you online at the park. With Xfinity Mobile, you have Wi-Fi where you need it and 5G everywhere else. Whether you're live streaming a T-Rex feeding or downloading park maps when you're lost in the Gallimimus Run, you can stay connected with Raptor fast speeds. Xfinity Mobile is there for you at home and at the park because it was born ready for you to roam. Xfinity. Imagine that. And now you can cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. That's xfinitymobile.com and watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity.
Hi, I'm here.
T-Mobile, experience more. Verizon Unlimited Plus and AT.
What's up? Can everyone hear me?
Built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning.
Yes, of course.
Only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 801-207-9900. That's 801-207-9900.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Every day here in Utah, people turn to KSL News Radio for one simple reason: trust. Trust for our reporters, hosts, our coverage, and trust in the businesses heard right here. I've met so many of our listeners over the years, and they'll tell you KSL is part of their daily routine, in the car, at work, at home. And when they hear your business here, it carries the weight of that trust. It isn't just another ad. It's a recommendation coming from a reliable source. When you advertise on KSL News Radio, you reach a loyal, highly engaged audience who listens intentionally. They show up for breaking news, accurate information, and meaningful conversations. And because of that connection, they respond. And when you pair our on-air credibility with digital tools like display advertising, social media, streaming audio, search, geo-targeting, and retargeting, you get a full funnel strategy that works and reaches the right people at the right time. Get marketing that truly moves the needle. Partner with the voice Utah trusts. KSL. Learn more at kslnewsradio.com/advertise. Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Earn 4.24% on savings at uccu.com. And here's Cormac Bone.
We do have a crash eastbound to I-80 just...
Okay, so coming back, I think Caitlin wanted me to play the open and then the Eye on the Hill.
Where we do have...
Okay.
Little Cottonwood Canyon. If you've got plans to ski, you're going to expect some extra delays this morning. Heavy and slow on southbound Wasatch Boulevard just before you
Oh, 1 second.
Cottonwood Canyon, reaching all the way down to Little Cottonwood Canyon. And eastbound Cottonwood Canyon Road, Little Cottonwood Canyon Road, that is reaching back into Sandy, where those delays start. Got an old car? Donate it to carsforkids.org. It's easy, and they'll pick it up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR...
Wait, I got it. Is it like music or a sound bite? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I can play it. Yeah.
Dry up by this evening, then it clears tomorrow. Tomorrow's high will be 48. 36 degrees. I'm Amanda Dixon from the Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're
Yes, I got it.
and weather station.
The all-new Inside Sources. Your inside access to the people and policies shaping Utah's future. Here are Greg Skordas and Holly Richardson on KSL News Radio. Eye on the Hill 2026. Special coverage on Inside Sources.
for me to see you again, both of you, and welcome to the Capitol. This is a fun spot to be. Last day of the session, a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's one of those big days for us. We do a lot of our work today.
Yeah,
You're clear. Sorry, Cheryl was in here talking to me.
Less than last year. That's all I'm going to say. Last year we passed a lot, and of course a lot of these bills were just fixing things from prior year. But that's how the process works up here. We just keep making Utah the best state in the nation. We know that it's the best state, and we do it because we keep fine tuning what we do.
President Adams, I wanted to ask you a question that. You and your team went to see the Deseret News editorial board before the session, and I remembered what you said. You said the biggest problem.
Oh, I got your. No, I downloaded it to my computer, so it should be fine. It's playing from Windows Media Player. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got it.
To impact citizen referendums and initiatives. So you still feel that way, President Adams?
Absolutely.
And tell us why. Tell the listeners why.
The most sacred document we have in America is our Constitution. And Benjamin Franklin was asked what they'd done after the Constitutional Convention. He says we've created a republic if we can keep it. And that republic has served Utah well. You think of what we've done. We have we cut taxes again, and out again for the 6th year. We're rated by U.S. News and World Report after they did 70 different metrics of all 50 states. We're rated the best state in the nation. 3 years ago, we rated number 1. 2 years ago, we rated number 1. Last year, first time.
I don't know. I can't tell from this player thing, and I don't want to mess with it.
Economic out.
That's okay. There's only 3 minutes in this break, so we have extra time.
$50,000 range in the 70s. We're now in the average household income in the 90s. Fastest increase in household income. We have done so many great things in the state. Our republic has served us very, very well. But what has happened is the Supreme Court, when they ruled that initiatives had a higher priority than our statutory efforts, we turned us into a pure democracy. John Adams says he's never seen a pure democracy that hasn't committed suicide in itself. That pure democracy is not serving well. A Senate president in Oregon has told me that he asked him how things are going in Oregon. He said they're not going very well. I said, why? He said every crazy initiative that wants to pass gets passed in Oregon. And I said, tell me about it. He said, ballot measure 110. I said, what's ballot measure 110? He said it's basically made heroin, LSD, a PCP, OxyContin, a Class E infraction. A Class E infraction is $25 minimum, $100 maximum fine. They've legalized heroin in Oregon. Their legislature's trying to change it, but in Utah, because of that Supreme Court ruling, we wouldn't be able to change it. Think of that.
So what has happened during this legislative session then to address that concern of yours?
We're going to try to put a constitutional amendment on the ballot, and I hope our citizens actually support it. And again, the great things we've done. So let's talk about a few things we've done this session. I mean, we've cut taxes again. But we've also funded education at, again, record levels. Almost a 5% increase in education spending. It's pretty amazing what we've been able to do. If you can cut taxes and take care of your employees and actually fund government, those are pretty amazing two combinations.
Yeah, that really is. And some of the numbers that I'm aware of, President Adams, is that that because of the big beautiful bill, Utah was going to lose $300 million in federal funds, and so you have in the state departments, in the departments of the state, $275 million, I think, is the number, and then now we have a tax cut of about $100 million. Here's a question for you: do you have any concerns? And you've referenced public education. Any concerns about the continued the funding of public education? Of the constitutional requirement, 100% of state income tax. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we actually can spend we can spend sales tax, we can spend property tax, we can spend all kinds of money on education.
Exactly.
We're going to continue to fund education no matter what we do. That's a top priority for us. We actually have now some of the highest paid starting teacher salaries in the entire region. I mean, we're doing so much for education. We're
It's about
building-
60,000 or more
yeah,
than that
it's
now.
more, it's actually more than that now.
More than
but,
now.
but we're actually also funding infrastructure at record levels, and there's no other state that's doing more for both water, roads, and higher ed. We actually funded $50 million for research in higher ed. We know that the country that controls AI is going to control the world because of both technology and weapon systems. We have to have energy. We're doing energy development. Utah is becoming the energy capital of the world. We're developing AI technology. We're doing energy. We're funding infrastructure. We're funding education. We're cutting taxes. That's why Utah is rated the #1 state in the nation.
You know, you have been a great leader in energy, and I know that, you know, with the small modular nuclear reactors, and of course, 3 weeks ago up in our neighborhood in Hill Air Force Base, that reactor came in, and that's quite a thing. That's quite a remarkable thing, and so thank you for your leadership there. Any comments and thoughts about that?
No, it's amazing. We're just going to build nuclear reactors in Utah. We're going to build them for the world. We want the manufacturing. We want to be the core. We want to be the manufacturing capital. In addition to that, we know critical minerals is a really big issue. You know, it's affected our entire economy. One country controls 60% of the critical mineral production, exploration, and 90% of its production. We know what country that is. They're a competitor of ours. If we don't develop critical minerals, we're in trouble. We have found the biggest critical mineral halloysite deposit in the world in Utah County. And we're in the middle, yes.
Huh.
I read a comment from one of the papers in India. They said it will change the entire economic balance of the world, this critical mineral deposit.
Wow.
We are on fire in Utah. We are not just competing with Texas or Florida or California. We're competing against the other countries of the world. And we're gonna compete, and we're gonna maintain Utah as the best state in the nation, but also as America as the best country in the world.
Let me ask you maybe a final question. You still have many hours to go today, but it ends at midnight tonight. What do you think is going to be left undone to be worked on during the interim or next year?
Oh, there's always things that are undone, but most of the things, we'll balance our budget. We'll pass those things that are needed to run government. And there'll be things that we'll continue to work on to make Utah the best state in the nation. You know, I've gone around the world, and I've talked to different leaders in different countries of the world. Everywhere you go, whether it's Ukraine or whether it's Israel or whether it's Northern Africa, that are having all kinds of problems. They turn to America, and America is the hope of the world. Everywhere I go in America, I go to a lot of conferences, talk to Senate presidents. Every state in the nation is talking about Utah. America is the hope of the world. Utah is the hope of America. This 45-day session, we do amazing things. We've got amazing legislators, but we have amazing people in Utah that do great things. So it's really an honor for me to be the Senate president in Utah. And we're going to have.
Okay, here we go.
We're going to get done what needed to be done.
Of course you are. Congratulations.
All right.
Of
Thanks
course
for
you are.
joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This weekly
You're clear.
Association of Certified Public Accountants. Here's CEO Susan Spears.
Hey homeowners, there are important tax changes this year to how much you can deduct for property taxes.
Yes, I'm just sorry that Cheryl was in here talking to me, and I was like,
Income taxes and some local taxes you pay during the year. For several years, taxpayers were capped at deducting just $10,000 of SALT on their federal return. Under the new law, that cap has been raised up to $40,000 for many taxpayers. There's an income phase out for higher earners, and married couples filing separately are limited to half the amount.
Get the most out of your income tax preparation when you hire a licensed CPA. Visit uacpa.org to find a CPA that's right for you. And check out new tax tip videos by following on social media at Talk to Your CPA.
Some of the most meaningful jewelry you own isn't new, it's inherited. A ring from a grandmother, a necklace tucked away in a drawer, pieces full of memories, but no longer your style. Duke's Jeweler specializes in reimagining family heirlooms into custom pieces you'll actually wear and love. Duke's on-site jewelers and designers work with you one-on-one to honor the original story. while creating something fresh, modern, and uniquely yours. From resetting diamonds into new engagement rings to transforming multiple heirloom pieces into one stunning design, every project is crafted with care, precision, and intention. Don't let meaningful jewelry sit unused. Let it live on beautifully. Visit Duke's Jewelers on Main Street in Springville or online at dukesjewelers.com. Duke's Jewelers, where old stories become new treasures. dukesjewelers.com.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and we made it through dry January. But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Yup, more energy and the peace of mind knowing we can enjoy the good things.
Okay, well, we're coming back in 10 seconds.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
And expanded Inside Sources. Inside Sources.
9:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Amanda Dixon. KSL's top story this hour, the mayor of Lyman is related to one of the murder victims. Mayor Burke Torgerson tells KSL his whole community was nervous and afraid hearing rumors. Then had their fears confirmed, hearing the 3 women had been killed and one of them was a relative of his.
It was just so hard for us to believe, it was just so shocking to us. And I think that's kind of the way it's been for the whole community. It's just a big shock.
He says 86-year-old Margaret Oldroyd was married to his cousin and will be remembered for her generosity and kindness. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Prepare to lose an hour of sleep. Daylight saving time arrives early Sunday morning. ABC's Jim Ryan says this time change has brought to light the growing tension between the U.S. and Canada.
In Canada, as in the U.S., public opposition to the twice-a-year time change has been growing. Lawmakers in one western province have listened, says Premier David Eby.
British Columbia is going to change our clocks just one more time and then never again.
Without being specific, British Columbia issued a statement saying, quote, recent actions from the U.S. have shifted how British Columbia approaches decisions that merit alignment, including on time zones. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Your money at this moment, the markets are all down at this hour. The Dow is off 568. That's 1 2/10%. We're at 47,386. The S&P is down 74, and right now the Nasdaq is down 0.9%, down 203. Coming up, we've got rain and snow, but they're on their way out. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 9:31.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services. And if you have a drain that's clogged or backed up, after you've tried the plungers and products, the next step usually involves some kind of drain snake or cabling equipment. You see, sometimes the blockage is far enough down the line that you need special equipment that most homeowners just don't have. That's where the Drains Department at Any Hour Services can help. A drain snake can clear most blockages and get the water flowing again. And clearing blockages.
Okay, we'll listen to the stream.
Day out. So if you're a homeowner with a drain line that's clogged or backed up and you'd like one of our drain technicians to come and snake the line for you, it's only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
If you're ready to buy a home or sell a home and you're worried about the current real estate market because of what you've heard from some of your friends or family, well, we're here to tell you that you really shouldn't be worried because now is a great time to buy and sell with our friends at the Stern Team, powered by Omada Real Estate.
And here's why. Buyers have more options due to increased inventory, which gives them the power to negotiate for repairs, interest rate buy downs, and closing cost assistance.
Okay, sounds good.
While at the same time, sellers are still getting top dollar for their homes, with home values that are higher today than ever before. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, the current real estate market presents a win-win opportunity for both buyers and sellers.
But you still do want to make sure that you're working with a team of real estate experts you can trust that can get you some great results. And that's our friends at the Stern Team, powered by Omada Real Estate.
They have helped thousands of Salt Lake City homeowners, and they're ready to help you. To get started, just go to thesternteam.com. That's thesternteam.com, or Google The Stern Team.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Direct deposit gets you $300. Love where you bank. And back to you, Cormac.
I-15 is still running clean and clear between Ogden and Provo, but you do still have those heavy delays getting into Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon, especially Little Cottonwood Canyon, southbound Wasatch Boulevard, heavy and slow stop-and-go traffic. Eastbound Little Cottonwood Road, also slow-and-go, stop-and-go traffic. And we do have a vehicle fire. This is southbound I-215's west belt at the 201 interchange. They're in the right lane. Moments ago, they were still working on putting out the fire, and the smoke was blowing onto the road. Right now, that's not happening, so you don't have any vision impaired as you go southbound on I-215's west belt. Head to Logan for ice cream, honey, cookies, and cheese on our foodie trek. Ski or rent snowmobiles, see a live performance, cowboy poetry in March, baby animal days in April. ExploreLogan.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
We'll have some more light snow or rain for a couple of hours today, high of 44. It clears out tomorrow. We get to 48, 65 on Monday. Right now, 36 degrees. I'm Amanda Dixon from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Eye on the Hill 2026. Special coverage on Inside Sources.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Tell me about it. Did you have any idea that was going on?
None. I mean, you saw Derek at the game last night, too. Did you have a clue?
No, but you know, teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do. Kids hear first about what's going on.
It's time for March Window Mania. From Advanced Window Products, bounce on over to your phone and they'll give you $2,500 off your quote on 10 windows or more. Get the Home Court Advantage. They'll build your windows right here in Salt Lake City, custom for Utah's climate, and you save because they sell direct to the public, no middleman. It's a new season. Spring is here, and when it comes to state-of-the-art custom windows and insulated frames, Advanced Windows is top-seeded, so put them at the top of your bracket and make the call 801-850-9100. You'll get $2,500 off from the family-owned champion since 1986. For 40 years, they've been building and installing replacement windows. Don't wait for the draft to come seeping through your old windows. They'll save you a ton of money on your energy bill, and Advanced offers financing as low as $150 a month. It's the March Window Mania special. Quick, before the buzzer, make the call 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100, or visit advancedwindows.com.
KSL offers the best daily newsletter in the state. It's the 3 things you need to know. Every weekday, we deliver quality and relevant content to your inbox. No ads, no spam, just the 3 things you need to know to be informed around you. Subscribe today. Visit KSLNewsRadio.com or text the word inbox to 57500. That's inbox to 57500.
Doug Wright here with Monty at Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized independent dealer. Monty, give it to me straight. Why is Connecticut the premium choice over those standard electric softeners?
Doug, it comes down to this. Do you want an appliance you have to babysit? Standard water softeners have microprocessors and computers that need setting and adjustment, and they use a lot more salt. So you get to haul 40-pound bags of salt down to your basement every month or so.
And Connecticut?
Zero electricity, zero timers to reset, zero downtime, and uses 70% less salt. It's a higher standard of engineering that completely removes the hassle of owning a water softener.
That's what I love about my Kinetico. Dee and I never have to even think about it. We occasionally add a bag of salt and it just works, and I've never had to set or adjust anything. Do what I did and get the one that just works. Find out how soft your water could be at softwaterutah.com. That's softwaterutah.com.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
This is Dylan Gunther of the Utah Mammoth. Scoring goals is what I do. Driving a BMW from BMW of Utah, that's how I roll. Proud to be a Utahn, drive elevated.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to be more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
Yeah, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, anything, you need to tell an adult, someone you know and trust. That can be hard, but speaking up about a problem is what helping a friend is all about.
For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Inside Sources.
You worry about how much someone drinks.
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help.
Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City.
10 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Amanda Dixon. Our top story this hour, it is the last day of the general legislative session on Utah's Capitol Hill. KSL News Radio's Adam Small has more on the bill still needing a vote.
Lawmakers in the House still need to sign off on a bill that would allow police to tow away cars driven by people without a driver's license or driver privilege card. The legislature is also scheduled to debate a host of other bills through tonight, including one that would raise state taxes on nicotine products, another that seeks to allow 21-year-old college students to conceal carry on campus without a concealed carry permit. There's also another bill on the schedule today that would give UDOT more say in future road projects in Salt Lake City.
Lawmakers will be discussing and voting on dozens of bills until midnight tonight. Our top national story this hour, Democrats in Congress say it's going to take more than a new Homeland Security Secretary to get them to vote to fund the department. They say they want major cultural change, especially on immigration enforcement.
This has been a real problem that was just simply allowed, and now that President Trump and the administration are correcting it, Democrats, of course, who have a different perspective and a different view.
Republican Congressman Marlon Stutzman says Democrats helped create the challenges currently facing the Department of Homeland Security. Your money at this moment, it's been a rough morning again on Wall Street. The Dow is off 562 points. That's 1 2/10%. We're at 47,391. The S&P is down 69. The NASDAQ down 169. Coming up, the storm is moving out and will warm up on the weekend. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 10:02. Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hi, this is Derek Overstreet, president of the New Millennium Group and co-host of Stop Working, Start Living with KSL News Radio. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could retire 3 to 5 years earlier than you thought possible? The things you could do, the loved ones you could spend time with, the memories that you could create. That's what our team at the New Millennium Group does. We'll walk you through the entire process every step of the way. If you'd like to get a copy of the 5-step proprietary plan that will help you retire 3 to 5 years sooner than you thought possible, give us a shout right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com. Listen, most of our listeners right now have a tax problem, not a money problem. There's not enough money in Social Security Medicare as it is. Let us show you how you can significantly reduce your taxes. That's 888-999-6370, 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com.
You may not think about Great Salt Lake, but it's affecting your life every day. It brings lake effect snow and epic powder days. It supports thousands of jobs that keep Utah thriving. It provides a haven for millions of birds. And it keeps our air cleaner and our summers cooler. It also could affect your home's value, your kids' asthma, your morning run, your powder days, your future. Without a healthy lake, we face toxic dust storms full of mercury and arsenic, along with higher health costs, fewer jobs, and lower home values. This isn't just an environmental issue, it's personal.
Okay, hi. Okay, thank you.
The lake, because our lives.
Okay, yeah, I think that works because they're trying to figure stuff out. Okay.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Earn 4.2.
Okay. Do I need to stall or anything?
We are still congestion.
They're already? Okay. Thank you for doing that.
Near Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon. That's because it looks like they've closed Little Cottonwood Canyon. The UDOT sign saying Canyon is closed, so you can't get all the way through there. You're going to be forced to turn around in the snowy conditions up there. And we are still seeing the cleanup of a vehicle fire southbound I-215's westbound at the 201 interchange. They're in that right shoulder. Looks like the fire is out, and still just be careful and get around them slowly so that they can work on cleaning that up. No matter the weather, your feet can feel fantastic. Find the Good Feet location nearest you at goodfeet.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
The storm will move out in the next hour or so. We'll get up to 44 degrees, 48 tomorrow. We're up to 65 by Monday. Right now, some light snow and 36 degrees. I'm Amanda Dixon from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Eye on the Hill 2026. Special coverage on Inside Sources.
But if anybody reads the bill or listens to the debate on the bill, they'll understand we're not preaching religion. We're saying that some of our historical figures, the Pilgrims, came to this country for a reason.
Sure.
The pioneers crossed the plains for a reason. We should never have to leave those reasons out. That's all the bill says.
So is this K through 12?
Yes.
Okay. Is this how does this tie in with religious freedom? Because that's an issue that I'm super passionate about, and I'm afraid people are backing away from this idea that people are free to practice however they feel, right? We don't have a national religion in our country.
Watch our history.
Okay, let me switch to marriage.
Hey, switch to marriage, huh?
I know.
Okay,
Look, I'm coming up on 40 years myself, actually. I wanted to talk to you. You had a couple of bills we've mentioned before on our show, alienation of affection, and there was common law marriage. And there's another one, too, that was sponsored in the House by Representative Ballard about minors marrying in the state of Utah. Can you just talk to them, to our listeners, about those as a group?
Yeah, so we've made it a felony to take a girl out of state to get her married under the age of 18. And so that has been a practice in some of our polygamous communities, and we want to clarify that that is illegal in Utah, even if the marriage is performed in Pennsylvania or somewhere else. And we've now joined 43 other states in banning legal lawsuits for alienation of affection. That's where you sue someone for having an affair with your spouse.
Right.
Which we're not encouraging affairs, but
exactly.
These are spiteful, revengeful, vindictive lawsuits that really don't go anywhere. And also, we're ending common law marriage, which we ended in 1925, and then we brought it back to try to crack down on welfare fraud. But either you're married or you're not. We're not going to pretend like some people were married just because they lived together for a while. So.
How does that impact families who maybe they didn't get married, but they've been together, or they have kids together, and then they separate after maybe a decade or something?
Yeah, so I think the biggest impact, is on immigrants and asylum seekers who want to bring over someone that they can't prove they were married to, or maybe they weren't allowed to get married in their country because they were different races or something. And that's unfortunate. I'm not trying to crack down on them, but this is a legal loophole that many people have exploited to circumvent the requirements of the federal government for Social Security and other benefits. So, and again, 43 other states have banned it.
And so you obviously got this idea from some other states, and what's that conversation been like at NCSL and other things like that? Or?
I actually got it from some local attorneys who say, so let me give you the best example. Let's say a couple lived together for 10 years, then they got married and they've been married for 5 years, and now they're divorcing. Oftentimes it's the wife, not always. They'll say, well, I don't want alimony for 5 years. I want alimony for 15 years.
For 15.
And then the mediator will say, well, sorry, you're only married for 5. Well, I could sue for common law marriage for the other 10. They're not even filing the actions. They're just threatening it, and they're making cases harder to settle for alimony because they want 15 years. They want credit for the years they lived together when they were only married for 5. Does that make sense?
So now the bill says that's prohibited.
You can threaten it, but the
but
courts won't recognize it.
Yeah,
And I did delay the implementation date for both of these.
I saw that to May 5th, 2027.
So if we're going to pull the carpet out, we're going to give people a year's notice. So make your claims now.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
All right. So you have about 14 hours left.
Yeah, unfortunately.
In this legislative session. What's on your agenda today?
Well, I have passed 14 bills all the way through. I'm hoping to get that up to 20. We'll see.
Wow.
I saw you had about 30 numbered bills. Tom.
I did. Steve, I'm a girl that can't say no. When people come to me with a bill, I just say, sure, I'll run it, see what happens.
Okay.
So. But a lot of them are good ideas, actually. If it's a really bad idea, I will say no.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but what are the bills you're waiting on?
Yeah.
That are working on?
Well, you're going to put me on the spot. One of the ones, so we're reorganizing CCJJ, which is the Children's Justice.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we're just reorganizing that.
Yeah.
And it's something the governor asked me to do. We have a bill that is going to increase some court fees, which haven't been increased for 25 years for OCAP. Let me think. My biggest bills are through,
Yeah.
the ones that like this religious freedom one
Right,
just passed the
right,
Senate again today. So so a lot of little things, but they're important to somebody.
So let me just ask you then, as you look back on your time in the legislature, about 15 years we've decided, what are some of the things that make this year unique?
I think it's been, compared to the last 4 sessions, this has been a kinder, gentler session to me. And by the way, one of the big bills I still have is a big marriage amendments. But one of the things it does, Holly.
Okay.
One of the things it does, Holly, is Utah County's doing all these online marriages, but then people in the Philippines, in fact, we have LDS missionaries in the Philippines telling people, just go to Utah County's website and get married. And then a year later, they want to go to the temple, they find out the Philippine government didn't recognize the marriage.
It wasn't a
it's
valid
messing
legal
things
marriage.
up. And so we're going to make the Utah County clerk and the 12th County clerk warn people that the marriage may not be recognized in their home country.
That's
and
smart.
then I talked to Lieutenant Governor. We're going to work on getting those countries to recognize our virtual marriages. So
that's actually really interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's very interesting in
All right.
today's world.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us.
Thank
really
you.
All the
appreciate
best,
it.
Senator
Sorry I
Wyder.
called
Thank
you
you for your
Heidi.
service.
No, you're totally fine. You're
Thank you
totally
for
fine.
your service and endure to the end here
Thank
today.
you, Steve. Representative Handy. All
And
right.
when we come back, we're going to be speaking with Senator Ann Milner about some education bills that she's running, and this is her last session, so stay with us over this break.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from ConsumerAffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, after hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today! Exclamation point. Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words switch today in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So folks, take it from James in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
Some of the most meaningful jewelry you own isn't new. It's inherited. A ring from a grandmother. A necklace tucked away in a drawer. Pieces full of memories, but no longer your style. Duke's Jeweler specializes in reimagining family heirlooms into custom pieces you'll actually wear and love. Duke's on-site jewelers and designers work with you one-on-one to honor the original story while creating something fresh, modern, and uniquely yours. From resetting diamonds into new engagement rings to transforming multiple heirloom pieces into one stunning design. Every project is crafted with care, precision, and intention. Don't let meaningful jewelry sit unused. Let it live on beautifully. Visit Duke's Jewelers on Main Street in Springville or online at dukesjewelers.com. Duke's Jewelers, where old stories become new treasures. dukesjewelers.com.
Any Hour Services free furnace sale is going on right now. If you haven't scheduled...
Sorry, are you there? Did you make it?
Any Hour Services today or schedule online at anyhourservices.com.
Emergency medical unit, respond to 102 Maple Avenue, possible stroke victim.
When stroke occurs, you have 60 minutes to win or lose the race of your life. There are new treatments, but you must get to a hospital fast. If you suddenly feel weakness on one side, have trouble speaking, walking, or seeing, it could be a stroke. Call 911. Get to a hospital. Because how you spend the next 60 minutes could determine how you spend the rest of your life. Stroke. Know the signs. Act in time. A message from the National Institute
Here we go.
of Neurological Disorders and Stroke.
Question: what will you find all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the Drug Facts label. This
230
active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the Drug Facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/Drug Facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
The new Inside Sources.
So we're on Capitol Hill for the last day of the 2026 legislative session, and I'm joined by Steve Handy, a former representative.
Yes, thank you, Holly. We're having a good time this morning.
We are. And we were here on the first day, we were here in the middle of the session, and we're here on the last day. And we have with us Senator Ann Milner, who is in the last day of her last session, actually.
I am.
So
yes, I
thank you
am. Thank you very much for having me here today.
Great
It's a
to have you here.
Pleasure
Thank you.
to be with everyone.
Looking great today. Yeah, you're purple. Always. Yeah.
So I wanted to just start by asking you about the big literacy bill. We've talked about it all legislative session, and this is to get more Utah kids reading on grade level, especially by third grade. So tell us about how it ended up and where we are right now.
So this bill really, I began this process of discussion of this bill back in the fall. And when I first started, I had a number of superintendents and others who had concerns. And so finally I said, put together, give me a work group. Give me a number of superintendents. Let's sit down. Let's work through this together. What I won't compromise on is I want every child that can read reading at the end of third grade, because that makes a difference in their life.
Exactly.
And
in their life.
In their life. I mean, they can't learn. It's hard to live.
That's proven. Yeah.
Yes. And so for me, that was the goal. And there's a lot of research out there that we haven't had in the past. And I started in 2022 with a bill that trained all of our teachers in the science of reading and, put coaches in schools and did things like that, but we still weren't moving the needle fast enough. So with the superintendent sitting down with me, we worked through what does it take to make this happen. We used some work from Excel and Ed because they have great research and education work, and started saying, okay, here are the things that we have, but here are the things that we don't. And one of the things we didn't have was individual reading plans, being able to sit down with a student who wasn't at benchmark, who wasn't reading at grade level, even in kindergarten. And you need to start that early. You start in kindergarten. And so what we agreed to is we're going to use our Acadience test, which we've had here for several years now. They test 3 times a year already. But let's take those results for children that are performing below benchmark. Let's give them intervention. So let's make sure that the teacher obviously knows that, but they're having a conversation with the parent about what the parent might be able to do to support the student. That if they need, if they're well below benchmark, maybe they need a tutor. And these paraprofessionals are about helping provide that assistance for deeper intervention work with these children. They'll be trained as well, not fully trained like the teachers, but they'll be trained as well. So we can make sure that these students, whether it's during school, it's after school, it's summer programs, whatever works for a district, we're helping every child starting from kindergarten to develop the skills they need to read at third grade level at the end of third grade.
So this is the bill also that had a potential of holding a child back. Can you tell us about that component as well?
Yes. So what it suggests is that that be evaluated every year. So when you're a kindergarten, actually the better time to hold a child back probably is in kindergarten or first grade, because there are none of the social things, et cetera. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, my parents held me back in kindergarten or in first grade, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So it's trying to make people thoughtful about that. If it may be the best thing you can do for a child is to make sure you've got a very intensive reading plan that you're working with, but that you also hold them back. What it says by third grade is that if they are well below benchmark, then there should be strong consideration for holding them back. We have put in a number of good cause exemptions because there's some real reasons children can't read. We've got special education and dyslexia and other kinds of things. So we want to take that into account. So the teacher and the parent and the school coach, et cetera, can make the best decision for that student. But ultimately, it's about we have to help every child that we can possibly help read.
Well, absolutely. I mean, agree with that. I want to tell you something. I have a little granddaughter in Colorado, repeating kindergarten because she wasn't up to speed, and the socialization aspect of this is a little bit of a concern. And I've read articles about this, and you've addressed this a little bit. But when she came the second year to kindergarten, and she said, "Where are all my friends?" Because she didn't really understand that she was repeating. But she settled into it, and it's okay. But and I think the $16 million that I see in the fiscal note, ongoing $16 million, you can address that a little bit. It's an earmark. It's absolutely money well spent. And I want to say this too, Senator Miller, your expertise with education around here is going to be really, really missed.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really missed on Capitol Hill and in the state of Utah. So thank you for everything you've done.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I just have a passion.
Yes, you do.
About kids learning.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
That's one of the things that's given me a great deal of satisfaction being here in the legislature. It's a chance to make a difference.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could reflect just a little bit about your time in the legislature and maybe what you'll miss and maybe not miss. I don't know.
I would say what I really love is policy, and I'm someone that doesn't like to run a lot of bills. I want to find some things where I can dig in deep
Really dig in and
with
yeah.
other people
Yeah.
Who have expertise and experience. I love work groups where you get people started, late spring, early summer, beginning to work on an issue and say, how do we really make a difference here, and run those kinds of bills. And that's given me great satisfaction. And, I'm leaving. I know that there are areas and it wasn't just me, it's a team. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a
For
work
sure.
group and you're getting people together and then you're working with all your other legislative colleagues, no one does anything here alone. But it's fun to be able to facilitate a team of people and making good things happen for Utah and for Utah kids.
You were in leadership. You were out of leadership.
Mhm.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yes,
You know.
yes. You can be effective here in whatever role you're in.
I agree with that.
I think that's what people don't understand. Do I work a little bit differently? I've had more chance to take deeper dives in some policy issues in the last couple of years. So I've had a work group in energy, a work group in critical minerals, and learning so much new, gaining so much more knowledge about things that are really fundamentally important to Utah. If we don't have water and we don't have energy, and over the long term, we're not able to supply the critical minerals that
Yeah.
this nation needs, the rest probably doesn't matter. So it's been really exciting for me to learn new things and to help facilitate work in those areas and to run bills that I think fundamentally are foundational for the state.
Yeah, you had that critical minerals bill too that I was very excited about, and President Adams was here earlier and talked about critical minerals, and way to go on that.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Is there anything that you're specifically watching, following, tracking today on the last day?
Oh, first of all, you do track your own bills.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah, it's just what you are. And then you look for other things that you think are big policy movers. So things around energy, things around critical minerals, things around education,
Yeah.
and for me, workforce. I think the one consistent thing I've worked on for the entire 12 years I've been here has been making sure we have a prepared workforce. And the interesting part about that work is it's what probably took me back to third grade reading.
Oh, wow.
Really? Great.
Well, if you can't prepare a workforce if they don't have the fundamental reading skills that allow them to continue to learn.
Right.
And so I worked on both ends of this. I want more engineering degrees and deep tech and life science and all of those things. We need that expertise. We need that research. And that's probably another one that I'm really excited about is being able to provide some support for research that aligns with our economic clusters in the state so we can continue to innovate. But you can't get there if your third graders
If your third grader can't read and young adults can't read, and there are a lot who can't
All
very
right.
well.
Thank you for joining us, Senator Milner, and enjoy your last day of your last session. When we
Thank you
come
for your
back after
service.
this break, we're going to have a conversation with House Majority Leader Casey Snyder. Stay with us.
10:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Amanda Dixon. Our top story this hour, a Utah family is suing a car dealership for the wrongful death of a teenage girl. KSL News Radio's Cameron Elliott has more.
The De La Rosa family claims that a faulty airbag in a 2019 Hyundai Sonata was the cause of 17-year-old Alexia De Rosa's death. In August of 2025, Alexia was involved in a minor accident that the suit says she would have walked away from had the airbag not triggered, quote, detonating like a grenade and shooting metal and plastic shrapnel throughout the vehicle cabin.
The suit accuses Florida-based used car dealer AutoSavvy of knowingly selling them a defective model and thus playing a role in the teen girl's death. Our top national story this hour, President Trump wrote on social media today that, quote, there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. ABC's Karen Travers has more from the White House.
The president has given multiple timelines, saying that this could last 4 to 5 weeks. But in that conversation with John Karl, he said, it's over when I want it to be. And then a lot of questions about how a political process could even play out at that point. When do the Iranian people then decide this is over?
The president also tells ABC News that Iran's next leader must be approved by the United States. Glen Canyon National Recreation Area is warning anyone heading to Lake Powell to be aware of quicksand. Staff says it can look dry and firm on the surface, but it's not. It's most commonly found in drainages, lower areas, and freshly exposed shorelines. Your money at this moment, the market is down again. The Dow is off 602 right now. That's 1.25%. We're at 47,352. Coming up, the mountains got a good amount of snow over the last 24 hours, but we have a weekend warm-up. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 10:32. A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
The movie show broadcasting live from the Salt Lake Home and Garden Show, but not just the Home and Garden Show, specifically a super awesome booth with some of the most amazing windows that you're going to see. And unfortunately, Nate, you won't be able to feel the full difference inside today because it's temperature controlled. But if these were external windows on this building right now, you'd be able to tell immediately. And I've got a test. Now tell me if I'm wrong on this test. If you go up to your home windows and you put your hand right near the glass but don't touch it on a day like today, if it feels cold before you touch the glass, you got bad insulation on your windows.
Look at you. You know something.
Do you know
That's
how
right.
I know
That's
this?
right.
Because
That's
I
right.
replaced mine with your guys' high-efficiency windows, and now, I mean, if I touch the glass, eventually I feel it. But before, I could feel it when I was like 3 inches away.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, it's already cold in here. Think about how much more energy you're spending on your utility bills because of that energy loss.
100%. And, you know, without knowing, again, the glass may look good, the frame may look good from the naked eye, but at the end of the day, the glass has lost it's probably a seal failure, right? The low E isn't doing what it's supposed to do, and maybe you have clear glass, right? And it's actually that sun is just penetrating and fading your furniture, and bills are just skyrocketing without you even knowing.
Yeah, your pets may love lying in the sunshine that heats up your carpet, but your energy bill sure doesn't love it all
That's
that much.
right.
But that's why the high-efficiency windows you guys do at Advanced Windows, there's a lot of great things about it. First of all, it's the energy savings, but the other is how quickly you guys get the job done.
Yeah, no, and Janita is one that can speak to it, right? Being here for nearly 2 decades, she has a lot over 2 decades.
That's over half the time you guys have been around.
That's right. Half my life here.
Yeah,
I'm dating myself.
Yeah, I mean, transforming people's homes is what we're here to do, and there's no better feeling when folks like you come in and share your stories about the personal experience. It makes all the difference in the world knowing that we're transforming your home and making it more energy efficient and ultimately putting money back in your pocket.
So if you're at the home show today, you need to come to booth 315. At any time this weekend, you need to come to booth 315. Find out for yourself. But here's another thing. Don't wait. Come check out the windows, yes. But get in line to get those windows replaced because you guys have a movie show deal right now.
That's right.
You guys have a great deal often with us at KSL, but for the movie show, you go above and beyond. What's the deal you got today?
Above and beyond for your listeners. The deal today is if you call today, you'll unlock $3,000 on the purchase of 10 or more windows, and that number to call is 801-850-9100. Again, 801-850-9100, but you got to call today.
If you're ready to buy a home or sell a home and you're worried about the current real estate market because of what you've heard from some of your friends or family, well, we're here to tell you that you really shouldn't be worried because now is a great time to buy and sell with our friends at the Stern Team, powered by Almada Real Estate.
And here's why. Buyers have more options due to increased inventory, which gives them the power to negotiate for repairs, interest rate buy downs, and closing cost assistance. While at the same time, sellers are still getting top dollar for their homes, with home values that are higher today than ever before. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, the current real estate market presents a win-win opportunity for both buyers and sellers.
But you still do want to make sure that you're working with a team of real estate experts you can trust that can get you some great results. And that's our friends at the Stern Team, powered by Almada Real Estate.
They have helped thousands of Salt Lake City homeowners, and they're ready to help you. To get started, just go to thesternteam.com. That's thesternteam.com, or Google The Stern Team. Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Direct deposit gets you $300. Love where you bank. And back to you, Cormac.
We are still seeing that heavy congestion at the mouth of Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon on Wasatch Boulevard and Little Cottonwood Road. But Little Cottonwood Canyon is closed right now, so you are going to be expected to turn around if you're not going to your home if you live in the canyon. They don't expect to open that up until about 2 p.m., and we are still seeing some light delays eastbound scattered on on I-80 in Parley's Canyon with the snowy conditions. Elevate your dining at the Roof, now serving lunch and dinner. Enjoy city views and fan favorites like Funeral Potato Bites and the Bacon Fig Flatbread. Visit theroofslc.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
We'll watch for possible lake effect snow bands this afternoon, but the storm will completely move out by tonight, and that kicks off a weekend warm-up. We jump from the mid-40s today to 65 by Monday. Right now, it's 36 degrees with some light snow downtown. I'm Amanda Dixon from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Eye on the Hill 2026. Special coverage on Inside Sources.
So we're on the Hill today. I'm Holly Richardson. I'm joined with co-host today, Steve Handy. Thanks for being here, Steve.
How fun is this? Yeah.
It is fun. And we're joined in the old Supreme Court chambers by Majority Leader Casey Snyder. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege, seriously.
So when we started the session, I think we had a conversation with the speaker about House priorities, especially with the Majority Caucus. Where are we at?
You know, we're getting there. The nice thing about the Majority Caucus is there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And we are able to accomplish the things that we set out to do, whether it's strong families or limited government, public safety. You go down the list. There is something that this caucus has accomplished that I'm incredibly proud of. We have some of the best lawmakers in the country here. And I am hopeful that, you know, when this thing all ends at midnight tonight, tomorrow morning, this state's going to wake up in a better place.
Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit about when I was around here. We started this from 5% state income tax level. Now it's coming down.
Yep.
You had to backfill the $300 million you lost from the big beautiful bill, remember? And so there's been cuts of about $270 million or something like that, and then now this tax cut of about $100 million. Talk about how that all works, so that the listeners can understand how that all works.
You know,
Representative Snyder.
Happy to do this, Steve. You know, every session people say, like, why are you just doing this little bit?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't really feel it. It's $20 here, it's $50 there. Well, as you know, because you were here when this started, we have consistently every year been very incremental, very intentional. What that does in aggregate is create significant reinvestment for the people. We're giving them their money back, but we're doing it in a way that makes financial sense for the rest of the state. You don't want to cut too fast. You end up in like places like Arizona right now, where they're scrambling to fill their budget and their coffers and all those things. We've been able to be very strategic about where we've cut.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
You know, even on the 5% cut that we talked about this session, a lot of that went back at the end of the day. And the speaker, who obviously was here before, was very intentional in saying, look, it's always okay to go look at your budget. All of us back home do it, is part of what we do at the kitchen table. And we've tried to do it up here at the legislature. So it's great.
want to ask you about the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah.
So it has been an issue, right, for it feels like for a number of years now. And President Trump wants to make the lake great again.
Yeah, love
So he is, at least I hope, he's finding $1 billion. What does that actually look like in terms of filling the lake?
You know what you've got to look at too is where we started when this thing really started to head on a negative trajectory. When this policy debate began, every drop of water that hit the Great Salt Lake was considered wasted. We changed the regulatory framework to actually have water go to a beneficial use. There wasn't a mechanism to do leasing that would ensure that flows actually make it, nor was there the regulatory or monitoring structure to ensure that you can say this drop of water that starts here ended up in that lake. We have reformed in just 4 or 5 years our entire water structure with that end goal in mind. At the same time, we've done it in a way that preserves agriculture, lets people continue to build homes and grow and be sustainable. So as now we're at the point of this, which is okay, let's figure out if there's money to make this happen. And the private sector has stepped up in a big way. You've got that $200 million commitment. In aggregate, the legislature's, we're knocking on $1 billion door in terms of our investment. And now to have the president say in a very public way, the Great Salt Lake is worth saving, we're going to do something about it, is just that much more. Now, this is going to take time, right? Even what we're looking at with the governor is saying, 2034, that's when we're going to have this problem fixed. I am optimistic if all the people that are at the table now will stay there and we'll make smart decisions with limited resources, I think we're going to turn the corner on this issue.
Well, Representative Snyder, you have a tremendous insights and leadership on that. It's very much appreciated. And, I'm a native Utahn, and I've lived around the Great Salt Lake my whole life, and you don't really think much about it. But it has been about 5 years when, I remember that first summit that Speaker Wilson had, that we had in Davis County, and wow, started to bring this to everyone's awareness. The best thing going on for the lake is what's happening outside right now.
Right.
But we have to take all of the steps that we can, and the legislature. And I get discouraged when I hear people say the legislature's not doing enough. Really? You're not paying attention. I mean, you're exactly right. Almost $1 billion has been spent. All of these very innovative policy moves to divert water and to ensure that we can get as much as we can into the lake. Because I'm on that Antelope Island Friends group, and we're going to open the new visitor center here in July. And Antelope Island isn't an island anymore.
Right.
And we're excited about the things that are happening, though. Way to go.
Well, and again, I think we just need to have a little bit of perspective on this. Well, people say, well, we're going to be knocking on the record door again. And, there's some truth to that. With these efforts, there is some challenges ahead. But I am confident in saying that if we could get consistent climate patterns, right, where we get the precipitation when we want it, like we've had forever, where we can get the cold temperatures in the late seasons where we've had it just average. It doesn't even need to be extreme. We will incrementally push this thing back up like it has incrementally come down. And that's why I'm optimistic about where this ends.
I have a question that relates to that, though, because I know that there's a push for more housing, and it feels almost like they're at odds with each other. So trying to fill the lake while trying to build a whole bunch, tens of thousands of new houses, how do those play together?
Well, the thing is that we need each other. We being the lake, we need people. If you don't have an economic system here that is healthy and thriving and growing, there will not be the opportunity to do anything. There won't be the money there, and you will just be caught in this sort of loop. Now, at the same time, we've got to be smart about how we go about it. And I really think the legislature has pushed to be smart about growth. Now, we want people here. We want our kids to have jobs and a place to live. At the same time, we don't need to use as much water per capita as historically we have. And if you look at the incentives that we've put in place, the programs that we've prioritized, we are consistently, despite a population increase, using less and less water. The big shift that we saw this year is agriculture used to be the primary user of water in this state.
That 80% number that we all know. Yeah.
In some places it still is, like the Bear River, which I represent. So we're going to make sure we protect ag. But in the Jordan, which is the other primary tributary of the lake, it is now M&I use. And so there's opportunities there for more savings that as people build and grow, maybe we get, we have less wasted turf. We have more conversations about saving water. This is going to be a challenge. There's no doubt about it. But I really do believe that you can have both of these things succeed at the same time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck in the next 13 hours.
Hang in there, Representative Snyder, and then take a vacation.
I never know if there's actually enough caffeine in the world to keep us
I
up
know.
at midnight. But we're gonna try.
I know.
You're going to find out. You're finding out, right?
That's right.
All right, well, stay with us over the break, and we'll be joined by Senator Luz Escamilla for our last segment today on Inside Sources. Stay with us.
More than 50 million Americans suffer from a form of mental illness.
And Utah isn't immune, with nearly 1 in 3 people dealing with anxiety, depression, or another form of mental illness.
But there's hope. We can all take action to keep ourselves and our loved ones safe.
That's why KSL has teamed with the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation to bring you hope and help you thrive.
It's Healthy Mind Matters.
Find out more at healthymindmatters.com.
We are live at the I wanted to call it the KSL Home Show. I guess I can't take the sponsorship on kind of like that, but we're at the Salt Lake Home and Garden Show at the Advanced Window Products booth 350. Now the show doesn't open until noon, so nobody can come and check it out yet. But those of you who are planning to come this weekend, make sure this is one of the places you stop by because I think you'll be as enchanted with the Advanced Window Products as I was. Gosh, it's almost been 2 years now.
Wow, time flies.
A year and a half since my wife and I decided to replace 20 of our windows with these Advanced Window Products high-efficiency windows. Our bill has felt the difference. The temperature, like not just the bill, but like the actual ambient temperature in our home. We have a 2-story, so the top floor was always too hot, and then the middle floor was too cold, I guess.
It's like
probably wrong. But seriously, you go down the stairs, and you're like, oh, there's definitely a temperature difference.
Right.
Seriously, the first time that we had, let's see, because we got it at the end of summer. It's the first time we had a cold one, and it was the same temperature on both floors of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hon, this is what we were hoping for.
Absolutely. Enchanting, like you said.
Enchanting
yes.
indeed. So that is what you'll see when you come here. And hopefully you guys will have on display, besides this awesome Cybertruck, the test where you put the little bulb, and then you can
Our
actually
heat lamp
physically
test,
see
yes.
the difference
Yes,
as to what the
because-
glass does.
Right, exactly, because like Nate said earlier, you can't see high-efficiency glass to the naked eye, but you can feel the difference because we have that triple coating of low E, that argon between the panes, and you'll never see that, but you will feel it once you replace your windows with our windows. You will feel the difference. You will see the difference in your energy bills, and you will hear the difference because it won't be as loud. There's so many benefits to our glass that is in our windows.
And I love the sports theme that you guys have kind of been going with. And I was talking about it this morning that what you want is, you're more likely to score on the fast breaks. You want to play up tempo.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait for your new windows. Once you decide to make this purchase, you don't have to wait 18 weeks for them to finally get put in.
Exactly.
You get excited the day you decide to do it.
Right, and because we are the factory and it's factory direct to the consumer, there's no middleman, there's no turnaround where they have to turn in an order and get it built and get it shipped. We are right here in Salt Lake City. You order it from us, we build it, we come install it, and so you can start reaping the benefits right away.
And then here's the cool thing. Not only do you install it, then you go even further and guarantee it.
We are here forever. We're your best friend for the rest of your life.
By the way, how many years you guys been around now, Nate?
40 years.
40 years. You're celebrating that
40-year
this year.
anniversary next month.
Yeah, we're actually going to grant a Make-A-Wish child a wish at our 40th anniversary party. So
wow, that
we'd
is
love
so
to
cool.
see everyone there. Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
So, now, I think we've got people who are like, okay, I like these Windows ideas. I want to do this. Now we're going to sweeten it even more. Nate, if they call and make an appointment at 801-850-9100 during the movie show, what do they get?
Yeah, they'll unlock $3,000 off the purchase of 10 or more windows. And all they have to do is call, right? We have Todd Peters on the other line, who's a factory rep that's been with us for a number of years, who's a book of knowledge, and he's happy to come out to your home as soon as possible. But all you got to do is call. And that number is 801-850-9100.
Got to do it during the movie show, so take advantage of this generous offer from Advanced Window Products.
An emergency can happen any second. Here's a few seconds to think about where you'd go. When you need medical care fast, the closest emergency room is a smart thing to know. Common Spirit Health ERs are your direct path between feeling scared or uncomfortable and feeling better. Find emergency care in your neighborhood at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Only one type of burger. For every pallet. Fries are extra. Large in size. We've got the shakes. Going over the brim.
Hey, this is Chris from JCW's. Put a positive, delicious spin on your day at any one of our 5 locations. In Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, or Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
My friend Joey loves to use old familiar sayings.
You know what they say.
The problem is,
Don't look at a gift horse, cause you can't make them drink.
he gets a lot of them mixed up.
People who live in glass houses
Here it comes.
shouldn't cry over spilt milk.
There are also a lot of sayings in the financial world, like, you'll pay lower taxes in retirement. But for many people, it's just not true. You may have done a great job saving in that 401k or IRA, but Uncle Sam is ready to grab a big portion of that money. The team at Galileo Wealth Management can help with strategies that you can start now to lower your tax bill in the future. More for you and less for Uncle Sam.
Or as they say, an apple a day is worth two in the bush.
Get the facts on your tax bill in retirement. Call Galileo Wealth today at 385-247-7000. It's 385-247-7000 or online at GalileoWealth.com.
And remember, a stitch in time keeps the doctor away. It does, you know.
Inside Sources.
We are on Capitol Hill today. This is the last day of the 45-day legislative session for 2026. It will go until midnight or so tonight. It won't go past it. Every once in a while, it will end early, but that's rare. And we have my guest host today is Steve Handy.
Yeah, thank you, Holly. We're having a good time. We're winding down here.
We are, but we have Senator Luz Escamilla with us, the minority leader in the Senate. And you're going to get the last word because this is our last segment before we go to the movie show.
First,
This
thank
is
you.
it. This is it. This
Thank
is it.
you.
You're
And
on,
Thank you for
Senator.
always following important pieces in the legislature. That's so critical. The role you guys play. So thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for joining us. And I want to just start right off. Let's talk about the Gavin Peterson bill.
Yeah, so I'm very disappointed. 2 nights ago, the House voted and voted down the bill, and I can't lose hope. As a member of the minority caucus, that's the last thing you can lose is hope.
Exactly right.
Because we keep on going till midnight, as you
Yeah,
said.
right.
So, for the public, because there's been a lot of outcry, and I appreciate the public getting engaged on public safety and especially child welfare. And so we still have till midnight to reconsider the actions that were taken in the House. That does require a 2/3 to reconsider, which is 50 votes. So
Yeah.
it's a big
It's a big lift,
ask. It's a big
Senator.
lift. And then, of course, by a simple majority can pass a bill. So I think we got the votes for passing the bill, but not to the the
reconsider.
50. So, and why this is important and why we call it the Gavin Peterson is an honor, and we should take a minute and think about how the state of Utah is responsible for that little young boy's death. And he was a victim of a horrible type of abuse, and there's been already convictions related to this case, horrible case. But it reminds us of how, and there's other very public case, which is the Frankie Kids case. That there's Hulu miniseries and Netflix and books and everything, where they were able to save those children, those kids, and that was because of heroic action of one of the children being able to escape and seek help. But it's this idea that there is a role of state government, and that is to keep children safe, and you do it by having eyes on kiddos. If we don't see the children, we don't know what's happening. And you can have multiple red flags flying back and forth, and what the first thing they do with child abuse is isolation. So they isolate the child, remove it from school, and doesn't go anymore to activities with friends, church, and that's where communities start calling and saying,
Where is he?
Where is he?
Where
We
is she?"
haven't seen. And in the Gavin Peterson case, there was a 1 year with not seeing the Gavin.
And
It's a
multiple
12-year-old.
reports, right?
Multiple reports and those red flags. So what we did, and again, is not being very careful not to intrude on parental rights and privacy issues. I think we all appreciate and respect, but is where do we draw the line? And I think we put a really high threshold of even defining in statute what that threat is, a critical threat, and that and then being able to go through a judicial process to have a judge assign a warrant for what we call, and they changed the name in the House, which I think is appropriate, child safety, warrant, just to have eyes on kiddos and have, the social workers. And what we know is that you have multiple times people knocking on doors, DCFS case workers calling phone, and they're hiding. And there's an incredible, powerful quote by one of the Frankie kids that, she wrote this incredible, email and saying, the many times those DCFS workers were knocking on the door, and I was hoping someone will open that door. or they will come in and see us.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart. So we still have time, and both of you guys have been through the rodeo enough to know that as legislators we recognize it's a process, but it really alarms me that child welfare is not a priority in the legislature, and that we will go another session where the child welfare panel, which is the oversight committee that actually reviews these fatality cases and those type of cases of child abuse, and we spend hours reviewing them in closed doors because of privacy issues.
Of course.
That this is the recommendation we've been making for the last 2 sessions, and we still are potentially not going to have a solution. So again, this is a complex issue, and we want to be respectful of parental rights, and the Division of Child and Family Services has gone through audits. It's a complicated role of government, but we are responsible for that. It's a very unique position of government to protect the most vulnerable, which are our children, and we have to fix it.
So had this law been in place with this little boy, and Division of Family Services had been notified, and they couldn't get in because of privacy issues, so had the law been in place, then they could have gotten a warrant and had a judge based upon probable cause, whatever that.
Probable cause, that's the standard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the standard. Then they could have entered the home.
Correct.
And possibly could have saved this little boy's life.
Yes, correct. So and again, the challenge here is because people say, well, the police can already enter a property at any time, if they feel there's. And again, if someone calls 911, and by the way, of the other situations and cases where they've saved children, is because there was a scream that someone passing by called 911.
Yeah, something like
right?
that.
Something that's like extraordinary. Or in the case of the Frankie kids, the boy being able to escape through a window, right? But what happens when that is not, and you still have all this information, and you're there, they're knocking on doors, they're making phone calls continuously, and it gets to the point where like no one has seen this child. I mean, like there's where we have to have. It's a tool.
Yeah.
It's a tool, and I know, we've been working with the Attorney General's office, DCFS, just to try to find better ways. And we will not be the first, by the way, in the country. 40 other states have this.
40 other states have this
very similar tool. Investigatory.
Yeah.
Sure.
Process.
That's 80%. That's 80% of the states, and Utah can't get on board. That surprises me.
It's disheartening to me,
It
Holly.
is. So SB 124. There's still time. Look at me. I'm still like talking
Hope
to
springs
people.
eternal.
Yes. I mean, and look, we'll be back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you guys know this.
Yes, we do
It's
know
an
that,
ongoing
but-
process, but I'm just afraid of children right now that potentially could be harmed.
Yeah.
Or worst.
Yeah.
And I think I look at the picture of that young boy and
makes me
what
sick.
we know of very limited information of what he went through in the last year of his life, and it just breaks. I have children the same age. I'm like, we need to do something. We're better than that.
We are better than that.
We only have a couple minutes left, but is there another bill that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I mean, I think I would say overall, there's been a role for the minority caucuses to raise concerns on some of the stuff that's happening. I would say it's been great to see all of us rallying behind the Great Salt Lake, which is a massive crisis,
Sure,
right?
great, massive crisis.
Massive crisis, but we've seen a lot on the courts and judicial. We've been asking for a measure, actions when it comes to interfering with the other branch of government. I think we need to be very careful with that, and we've raised those concerns. And then obviously we're all waiting what's happening with Prop 4. I mean, again, this is all developing as we're here in the session. Budget-wise, we were pleased to see that the budget was not as horrible as there was a lot of
there was
conversation.
more.
It was more on
The
those
economists,
revenues, yes, and
the revenues.
those revenue numbers in mid-February were better than expected. There's still a push for an income tax. Again, cut. We don't feel that's the right approach because we just lost $300 million from the federal taxes that at the end of the day, it does impact how the state of Utah delivers services for very, very needy family members in our state.
And education, particularly public education.
Thank you for joining us. And you got
All
the
the best
last
to you.
word. And Steve Handy and I were out. Inside Sources is done for today. And stay with KSL News Radio, where you will have a chance to listen to our friends with the movie show. All right.
Thank you, Holly.
I'll see you next week.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 11 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Cameron Elliott. KSL's top local story this hour: a mayor in one of the small towns in Wayne is feeling shock after learning a relative was one of the victims in Wednesday's murder spree. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
Lyman Mayor Berg Torgerson says the first victim, 86-year-old Margaret Oldroyd, had been married to his cousin.
Natural death is one thing, but to be taken this way is awful.
Oldroyd is a grandmother and was shot in her home. Police say the suspect, Ivan Miller, shot her so he could steal her car. Torgerson says the whole community is in shock.
What would make a young man do something like that just randomly?
He says Margaret will be remembered for her generosity, kindness, and compassion. Torgerson also offers his condolences to the families of the other two women who were killed. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
Your money at this moment: the Dow Jones is down 620 points, it would seem, and the S&P 500 isn't doing much better, down 86 points. The NASDAQ down 263 points, though it does seem like gold, of course, is a little bit up with plus 70 on it, 5,149. It's sitting out right now. That's a 1.3% change today. And oil at nearly $92 a barrel. That is a change of just $11 today, 13%. Coming up, don't get too used to the snow. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 11:01.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation